Hello, welcome to the Fix Not Buy channel. Today we will be repairing the L button on a Joy-Con Nintendo Switch. Some of the tools you'll need are a tri-wing screwdriver, tweezers, and a Phillips 0 screwdriver, or just a really small screwdriver should do. I'll add a link in the description for tools and parts needed for this repair. So the issue with this Joy-Con is that the L button doesn't work after I drop the Switch off my couch. It doesn't register when pressed, but it still makes a clicking sound. Alright, so first I'm going to remove the rear security screws to get an inside look. I expect to find a broken momentary switch for the L button. It takes a bit of trial and error to get the clamshell open. It seems to give when I started on the mounting side of the Joy-Con at the corners. So be extremely careful when pulling the clamshell apart or you may rip your ribbon cables. I tried to remove the battery to prevent any shorting while handling the circuit board, but I couldn't quite get the clip that secures the battery free, so I just moved the battery away. Under the battery we have 5 screws underneath that we need to remove to get to our problem. As we pull away the battery tray, be extremely careful again because the attached ribbon cables, and gently place the cover aside. On first glance, I don't see any burn marks or anything really wrong with the L button switch. I try to test the switch using my continuity setting on my multimeter. Not my favorite meter, but it's what I have on hand. When attempting to read it, the L button switch had fallen off. So there's our problem. It looks like when I dropped it earlier, it broke the solder joints on that L button. The momentary switch of the L button still works great on its own, but for now I'll just put it in the junk bin and order another part. A day later, and here is the new part. It comes with the complete section for the L button as well. Now we need to remove the old section. First, remove the ribbon cable that is retained by the latch. We remove the screws holding down this section. It looks part of the section is folded on itself. We will replicate that gently. This, which is the same, just fold it over. And we got that little button, which I'm not sure what it does. Maybe, no clue what it does. Do I want to speculate? With our new one. And they look pretty good. In reverse order, we'll install the L button, screwing down the section to start. Make sure to fold over this part and clipping our ribbon cable back into place. Place the spring back on the L button and set it back into the clamshell. Set the battery tray back on top of the circuit board and place the 5 screws back into place. The polished screws go into the holes without the bottom lip in the battery shell. Now place the battery pack into the Joy-Con, apply pressure to the battery so that the double-sided adhesive holds the battery. Honestly, you would want to replace it at this point. Seal the clamshell back together, going carefully, and pushing our ribbon cables to clear the housing. Install the last 4 security screws into the casing, and we're done. I'm just checking the buttons to make sure everything feels right and everything feels good. Here, the broken section that we replaced. As you can see, the solder joints are fractured here when we dropped it. Now we can test it back on the switch. I'll go inside and try it out. I'm going to test it with Breath of the Wild, since it uses the L button for the rune powers. And there it goes, it works. I am able to spawn the Master Cycle 0 and perform 0 jumps. It was a pretty simple fix. I would recommend you all to fix anything so that you can learn more about what we interact with daily. Thank you for watching. Hopefully next time we can do something a little bit more mechanical, especially with my little Suzuki Samurai here.